Paul, getting ready to read that big story. You had to sit down with Kaka. How did that go?
It went great. I mean, he's the pro's pro. He's been through it all, obviously. I mean, this is a guy who's won a World Cup, won a Champions League, won titles in Italy and Spain. He's been a FIFA World Player of the Year. I mean, doing a media tour is no big deal for him, but just a smile on his face, a great guy, and he's really looking forward to getting started tomorrow with Orlando City.
Paul, what does he expect in regards to style of play with his own team, Orlando? Has he been told by the coaching staff on what to expect and what they want from him in the style of play that Orlando City wants to play this year?
Yeah, he sat down last week with Orlando City coach Adrian Heath, and they were able to kind of talk about different ideas of where he would fit in, and Adrian Heath was able to spell out how this team is going to play. I mean, there's no secret. This is, they played a 4-2-3-1 system in the USL and been very successful with it, and Kaka fits in as that number 10 right in the middle of that attacking midfield trio behind a target striker. So for now, that's where Kaka will play. I think, at 32 years old, his game has advanced to the point where he kind of enjoys being a distributor. As he said, he can orchestrate things now. He feels like he sees the field better, and I think the guys around him, players like Breck Shea and Kevin Molino, Carlos Rivas from Deportivo Cali, and a couple other guys are really going to benefit from having Kaka playing with them.
How important is his leadership on and off the field? The guy, as you mentioned, World Cups, Italy, all over the world. This guy's leadership, how key is that to some of the youngsters coming into this team? The first pick overall as well, Kyle Lauren. How important is that leadership role?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, that's a huge part of it. You're bringing in a guy who has seen it all and is a player who's played at the highest levels, and the types of things that he's seen, the style of play that he's been through, the pace of play. I mean, he's been at the very peak of this sport, and so you hope that the young guys really feed off of it. I mean, this is a roster that has 15 guys under the age of 23. You want Kaka around all of those guys, developing them, kind of giving them the tricks of the trade during practice, and helping them understand how to see the game, think the game, play the game faster. I mean, it's absolutely a huge part of it, and even beyond just the on-the-field stuff. I mean, this is a guy who is from all of the reports a good locker room guy, a pro's pro. He understands how to be a professional. And I think there's a big aspect of that, too, for guys that are 18, 19 years old, understanding what it means to be a professional, how you devote yourself to the game, the way that it goes into how you eat and how late you're up at night and your sleeping habits and all of those things. I mean, Kaka's a guy who can teach all of that as well.
Paul, those are great points you make. And let me ask you this then. Obviously, Kaka has never had such a vigorous schedule as he's going to have in MLS in regards to the travel from east to west, from north to south. Is he ready for this type of travel? Have people warned him, look, you're going to go from Orlando all the way to Vancouver, and you're going to go to New York City and back and forth? As people told him that, look, this could be a wear and tear on your body early on, but you'll get used to it?
No doubt. I mean, I think he's talked a lot, and he talked to me today about kind of understanding the difference in the challenges that you get in the United States. It's going to be totally different than the challenge that he felt in Spain or in Italy. I mean, they had little doses of it where you travel to Russia for a Champions League game or something like that, but I mean, now this is kind of a regular part of what he's going to be doing, and he said he kind of looks forward to it. He every time he's made a move to a different country, to a different continent, a big part of it has been learning the new cultures, and then also, he said a big part of it is learning the league, the style of the league, the physicality of the league, the challenges that the league brings. So he's no stranger to it, and he said, he really is embracing the opportunity to learn a new league and everything that goes with it.
Has he talked about the Team USA and the World Cup they had in Brazil and the growth and development that he sees in this country, and hopefully also he sees in Canada, getting better and better, that this is important for him to make the move to MLS as well?
Absolutely. I mean, he talked about the growth of the league in the United States, the growth of the sport in the United States. I mean, he felt a new era started here when David Beckham came over in 2007. By the way, you're a big deal when you refer to David Beckham as David. It took me a second to realize who he was talking about. But obviously there's been a huge influx of talent this year. You've got Kaka and David Villa and Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard and obviously Giovinco, most recently in Toronto, a 27-year-old coming from Juventus. I think, as he said, this is a sign of where this league is going. He feels like it can be a league that's one of the top leagues in the world in the next 5 to 10 years, and he wants to be a part of growing that. I mean, he said, when he told his teammates in Milan that he was opting out of his contract to sign with the U.S., he said to me, you know, a lot of them said, hey, take me with you. I want to go too. So, you know, certainly something where players in Europe are taking notice and wanting to be a part of it.
And you make a great point there. And as we just spoke about Giovinco the last number of days here in Toronto, you're hearing more and more, not just in Italy and Spain, all over Germany, players wanting to come here. How great is that, Paul? You've followed this league. Now you get to watch them up close in the first season with Orlando. The players want to come here. Players of name, not late in their careers we're seeing with Giovinco, but players of substance. I mean, this is vital for the success of the league. But now the CBA, Paul, kicks in, and we're starting to hear rumblings that they're not going to kick off in time. What have you heard?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's an absolutely huge thing for the league. I mean, this is something that's totally different. I wrote that I think that everyone should kind of hold their horses on saying the Giovinco signing is as big or bigger than the David Beckham signing, because we have to see how it plays out, how long he plays here, how seriously he takes the league. But I think when you talk about the fact that MLS is now a league where players who are 27, 28, they're in their prime, are coming here and playing here, I think that's the next step this league has to take. And part of it is they have to show that they're willing to spend the money, and part of it is and I think a bigger part of that is not just spend the money at the top end, not just sign the guys like Altidore and Bradley and Clint Dempsey and Kaka at $7 million, but also that the league is willing to go out and get a lot more players at $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 that fill out a bigger portion of the roster, so that you create stronger depth, stronger play, a better league. And as that happens, as that commitment financially happens, you're going to see the level of play rise, and as the level of play rises, you're going to see more and more players want to come over and play here. It all goes hand in hand, and that's why the CBA discussions are so important. If the salary cap doesn't go up, if they don't find new mechanisms to bring in stronger players, and I don't mean just at the very top end, just, you know, it's been traditionally the top third of the roster. You need 6, 7, 8 guys who are making decent money and that are decent players to build the strength of the league. If that happens, you're going to see MLS take the next jump. The question is, will that happen now, or is the league going to kind of pull back on making that kind of financial commitment until, I guess, they feel they're on stronger financial footing? We'll see. It really will be interesting to see what happens in this CBA negotiation.